new podcast, chopping it up. You can get you some game or you can get you a cut. We speaking all kind of topics from rich to poor. All negative vibes. Get your ass out the door.
What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Elegant Cuts Chopping It Up podcast. On today, man, I'm pretty excited for what I'm about to do and who I'm about to introduce. But as you can see on the screen, he hails from Pittsburgh, PA.
That's right.
He is the guy that's one of the main anchors at KBTX, our local news station here. He works for them. Man, why am I saying all that when you could say all that? None other than my friend, a guy that I've grown to love and like over the time, I must say. Justin Dorsey.
All right.
Yeah. Applause. Tell the people a little bit, Justin, about yourself, man. Those that may or may not know.
Well, let me just say, I'm glad. Thanks for having me. If you ever thought my hair was fresh, you know, the part and everything like that, it's my man, Ray. He got me. We worked together to come up with the style. So.
Yeah, you know how I do. You know.
So come to the best barber.
But enough about me, though.
Okay.
Talk about yourself.
All right. Well, let's see. So right now I'm at KBTX, the anchor on the weekends, and I report, and I'm here and there and everywhere.
Yeah.
I like to call myself the switchblade. So wherever they need me, honestly.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. But what got you into, doing the news thing? Was it something as a child that you had a liking of? Did mom and dad say, "Hey, this is what you gonna be"? Did they Venus and Serena you, or did
a little bit. They kind of did. My dad did a little bit because he always told me about being professional. I talked about tattoos or wearing my clothes a certain way or wanting to get braids. You know, when Bow Wow and Omar and everybody had braids, I said, I'm going to get braids too. My dad said, that's not professional. Yeah. No, you're not. I mean, we're talking about the third grade. I'm like, I don't want to be professional in third grade. I want to be cool, man. I don't want to have a bowl cut, a bald fade. That's what I had growing up.
Man, hey, man, that's pretty tough.
That's how they started.
Yeah.
And from then, I always saw actors on screen, and I said, man, I want to be like that guy because I remember my parents telling me, like, he's been dead for years or whatever. I'm like, nah, he's right there. I can see him.
Yeah.
So when you're in the screen, it's like you're immortalized.
Yeah.
And so I always say, I'm going to be an actor. I'm definitely going to be on TV one day, so I'm going to be in there.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, like, have you ever thought about, going forward in the acting part of it, or you just kind of just be like, well, I'm just kind of cool with doing the new stuff?
I did a little bit. I did some background work, and I had like a couple commercials and things like that. But it's not as consistent as you may think it is.
Yeah.
You do a little bit, then you get a call like a month or two later, you do another one. 2 months later, you get another one.
Yeah.
So,
I know too much about that, man. When you're bouncing around and you got ideas and you got a desire to do certain things, man, and it just becomes frustrating because you want the success in that.
Exactly. You want to get on a commercial and you want to be a series regular on the show, and you think that that's like that, but it's not always like that. You just pop in, you say a line or two, and then that's it.
Yeah. Unless you Denzel or somebody.
Denzel, then you're gonna get movies on movies. But it's a select group that they keep that for, especially if you're not in the right area.
Yeah.
Because I was never in L.A. or New York. Yeah, I did it in South Carolina. So.
Wow.
And they do a little bit, but they don't not as much.
Yeah. Well, Justin, just tell us a little bit about your your upbringing. Like what, how was it like growing up?
So growing up, I got in trouble a lot. Guess what? For talking. I used to get in trouble in class for talking all the time.
Uh-huh.
They moved me here. I'm talking to this person. I'm moving here, talking to this person. It doesn't matter. So that it never occurred to me that could be my strength. One day I was like, man, I'm getting in trouble. Fine, I'll just shut up then if I'm getting. And so after that, I tried to do the acting thing in high school, and I went to a performing arts magnet high school where we did plays and things. And I told my parents about it. My mom said, you need a real job. Yeah. You need to find out how you can take this and act and do it in a job.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to think about, TV, maybe radio. So I tried radio first.
Yeah.
And I had a great teacher, and his name's Tim Sparks, and he was the voice of the Mountaineers in Appalachian State.
Oh, okay.
North Carolina, and he kind of showed me the ropes and showed me the editing software and like, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you project your voice. This is how you, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is where I'm going. And so all throughout college, I worked on radio, and I got a job after college in radio. And my transition to TV came in a weird way because when iHeartMedia, you know, Clear Channel is what it used to be. And when it became iHeart, they said, all right, we're going to take your show, and a guy in California is going to voice track it. And he's going to just send it in. And you can stay and work on the promotions team if you want, but you're not going to be on air anymore.
Wow.
And I was like, oh man, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me move on. Then, you know, that, I
So
mean,
let me move on, right.
Yeah, that's, so how did you digest, or how did you take in, I guess, your transition, like from leaving that point in your life to going to the next step in your life? Like mentally, were you kind of reluctant? Were you like, where were you? Like, what kind of place you were in to?
A little bit at first. I really was. I was like, man, what do I do now? I don't even know. I guess I'll try. So I tried to work at another radio station. They're like, we don't have any on-air positions right now. And so that was all that was in that area in North Carolina.
Oh,
and I was like, this
okay.
is it. So I had a couple odd jobs in between. And I was like, I need to be able to do something else in media. What can I do? And I always said I never wanted to be on news because I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I used to say it all the time. I said, I don't want people coming to me for negative news.
Yeah.
You're coming to me for the entertainment.
Yeah.
And
I totally get it, you know, because you want the positive side to that.
Yeah.
You know, but unfortunately, people pay money, you know, for bad news sometimes.
Yeah, they want to see it.
Yeah,
So
that's just what it is, you know, especially the time we living in.
and I had to get over that and just understand that's part of news. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
So I became a production assistant at the TV station that was local to me. And I said, hey, I already know editing software. I know how to run a camera. I can do this. And they let me do it. And I told them, I said, I want to be on air one of these days soon.
Yeah.
You know, I told them, no, yeah, we'll get you in. We'll get you in. We got you.
Yeah.
And they're
The promises, huh?
the promises, of course. Yeah, come on in, man. We got you. You be on there. You be the star.
Be like, man, we promise, man, we gonna get you on.
Yeah, you gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
And so I was there maybe like 6-7 months, and I talked to him. I said, hey, really trying to be on air. You know, I've been doing good with this camera work. I'm shooting football games and running the teleprompter for other people.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole time my dad is on my back every time because I live with my dad.
Yeah.
He's on my back the whole time. What are you doing? I don't see you on TV. You work at the news station. You're not on TV. Dad, I'm behind the scenes. I'm there. I was there. And he was like, I'm watching this guy and I'm watching this guy and he's not doing as good as I think you could do. You need to get out there. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying to talk to him and tell them.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I feel like you're not doing enough. So it was good to have that constant push from my father at home and my mother too when I got to talk to her, because at that point my parents were divorced and I lived with my father.
Oh, okay.
So it was a good time because that was the time I was starting to become a man and learn about bills and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you credit that to your dad, not taking the credit from your mom, but you know, at that point in your life, your dad was most important because, you know, he was teaching you how to transition as a man.
No, exactly.
You know, I think that's very important, especially in young men's life. You know, whether they're, you know, it'd be nice if the dad would stay there and then be there from the inception, but
From the whole
unfortunately, we don't have that. But
well, that's why we got to be better.
yeah, you know, we're striving to be better, you know. But at the end of the day, man, and I know you may feel like this too, that it is very important that the father be in the child's life, especially at that young age, because it shaped and molded you to be who you are now.
It did.
Yeah.
I looked at him as the example, you know.
Yeah.
I always did, but I didn't know what I was, you know, when you're young, you don't really know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
You know, my dad would always tell me like, hey, I'm at work, working all these hours so that you, your mother, your sister can have a good life, so that we can live in this house and we can live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what that really meant.
Yeah, you know, just thought it would just come the way it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. and that's true. Man, I don't know, Justin. It's just when I first met you, man, I just knew that you were kind of like a person that I needed to connect with, because not because of your position, but because of who you were.
Yeah.
You know, your character, man. It speaks volumes without you even saying a whole lot. You know, and not only that, but it also, looking at your position and looking at what you're doing in life. A lot of black people don't get a chance to do what you do. So from there, you know, it was like, man, cool dude. Because some people that get positions that are black, y'all know how we do.
Forget about it.
Y'all know how we do. We act up. We get up there and we act like we white at this shirt right now. Y'all got what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. But it's just good that you can be yourself in your own skin and not have to change.
Yeah.
You know, because people view you a certain kind of way and say, oh, well, he talks white or he acts white. No. That's just who you are.
And they've said that for so long, ever since I was a kid. So now I'm used to it. You know, I got thick skin now.
Yeah.
But I just was like, I didn't know that good grammar belonged to white people. I thought that we could all have it.
Yeah, the English language.
The English language. It belongs to all of us.
I think we all had to take English in school.
Yeah.
You know. Now, how we put now? I don't know if you ever. I ain't trying to get off track, but I don't know if you ever just heard a lot of slang. You know, for us, you know, in proper English.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking about in the work settings.
Oh, in the workplace.
Things of that nature. You know, I know probably off there people be like, man, what's up, man?
What's up? What's going on?
Yeah,
a little bit.
But you get on there, you be like, hey guys, how's it going? You know.
Oh, yeah. You have to turn it on.
Yeah. But I know it. I know y'all probably got bloopers in you know when the camera ain't on.
All the time. I mean, the good part is you can be yourself to an extent because you can laugh and joke when we're talking to the meteorologist. We're laughing about the weather.
Yeah.
But then when we get serious, when we talk about there was a house fire and you can't say, yo man, this house was on fire.
Yeah.
Burned it up, dog. Like,
Lord Jesus, there's a fire.
Lord Jesus. Pray for these people.
Man, I'm just excited, man, to know that you're doing well here and in Aggie Land, man. So what do you think about Aggie Land?
Honestly, I looked at this experience when I first moved here. First of all, I'd never heard of College Station before I got here.
You never heard of it?
I never heard of. I don't really follow college football that much.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't. The biggest thing about College Station is A&M.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, College Station, where is that?
Yeah. Man, where we going, man? Where I'm going?
The name of the place is Station?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the station? It's in College Station? Oh, okay, sure. But I came to it with an open mind, and I said, okay, I'm going to embrace this experience because throughout my career, I've been a lot of places where I didn't really embrace the experience fully because it's like, oh, this isn't Miami. This isn't what I want.
Yeah.
And it gave me a negative attitude about where I was because my first reporting job was in Montana. And in Butte, Montana. It's
y'all hear that? That boy saying Butte, Montana.
It's a place like this big. It's like half the size of College Station.
Man, any black people up there?
Nope, it was me.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? There was a couple African people that went there for engineering. They went to Montana Tech for engineering school.
Yeah.
But
they was in and out, y'all.
They was in and out. And they don't. I don't want to say that they didn't like me, but
yeah,
I feel like our background was different, so they didn't.
Yeah, you couldn't connect with them.
Yeah, they
like
didn't understand me.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's like that, but for the most part, where you are now, and how you've made the transition now, and I know you're not done yet. I know that you have goals and you have aspirations. You have short-term goals, long-term goals. And I know that this is not your ending destination. But far as where you are right now, are you pretty kind of excited to where you're headed?
Yeah, very much so. So being in College Station has given me a chance to be like full-time anchor for the first time.
Yeah.
I was a fill-in guy and I was a reporter in the field, but I had never had an anchor title.
Yeah.
And so being here, that's been able to help me connect with the community and meet more people and, really feel embraced here. So I never felt like, oh, College Station, they don't like us. Hey, what's going on? Texas A&M. All right. I wear the T-shirt. I got maroon T-shirts and
yeah.
Well,
that's cool, man. Because like I said, we talked earlier, and I was like, man, to be in your position, and to be able to have access, and to meet people, greet people, and to show that you can be diverse and can fit in, and just commune with everybody, and also just be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people can look at people and say, "Oh man, I don't know if he I don't know if I can talk to him. But you know, when I was looking at the news and you did a story, and I seen that black hand on that mic. I didn't see you, but I seen the black hand on the mic. I said, "Oh yeah, that's JD."
It's my
that
story.
voice.
Yeah.
That boy, I seen that black hand. I said, "My boy, he's still doing his thing, man. He's still doing his thing." But that's the good thing, you know. Even though I turn on the news, JD, I can be honest and say it's not the same if you ain't there. If your presence isn't there, it's not the same if other African American men aren't there or women aren't there. You know, it's because we got to have that presence.
Yeah.
Because that's the relative part of people seeing people like them, our color, talk like us, look like us, you know, and say, hey, okay. And that's encouraging to the youth.
It is. And that's why I always wanted to be. I never thought about it until later in my career, but I'm like, wow, you know, these kids are seeing us and seeing what we're doing, and they're like, hey, man, maybe I can do that. Like, of course you can.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of them were scared.
Yeah.
We ain't had no Negroes around here. More often, you know, around here, yes, y'all. Now the Negroes was kind of scary down now. Y'all know what I'm saying. You know, I think Bob French back in the day was the closest Negro I seen on KBTX. But that was it. That was it. No offense, Bob French. I know you're a white guy. Sorry. But anyway,
but he was down and he was able to.
Yeah, he was cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was the cool weather guy. He was the cool weather guy. But I don't know what happened to Bob. Bob lost his way, I guess. I don't know.
I guess, you know, they don't talk about him.
Well,
so
I wouldn't either.
I haven't heard his name mentioned, so I don't know if
you
his
probably
leaving.
ain't. Yeah, I wouldn't either. You probably ain't.
I see old posters in the back. He's not on them, so they must have took them down.
Yeah, old Bob, Billy. I call him Billy Bob. You know, but anyway, well, with that being said, JD, man, so you've learned to embrace Aggie Land. You've learned to get out in the public and you know, be yourself. So how has this experience changed you anyway?
It changed me a lot, honestly, because this is the first time I've ever fully embraced a community that I've been in. Any place I didn't wear the apparel and go to the basketball games.
Why not? Why not?
I guess I was kind of salty sometimes. You know, in Montana, I was like, I don't want to be in Montana. You know, I got friends there at the beach reporting. They're hanging out at the beach after work. They meet celebrities doing the interviews, and I'm here in the sticks.
Yeah, I mean that's I can see that, man. With that, I know it's kind of tough when you can't call a place home, you can't open up. Or, you know, you can't relate, you can't open up.
And you don't know anybody either.
Yeah, that could be the toughest thing.
Sometimes you don't know anybody that knows anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I moved to Montana, I didn't even know anybody that ever been to Montana.
Yeah. That can be tough.
Yeah, they were like, "What's there? Who's there?" Like,
yeah, because when you just said it, I say, "Wow, man, I really want to say that any Negro down there." You know, that's what I really wanted to ask you, but I'm trying to be professional here, and I'm trying to be on my P's and Q's, you guys. So don't charge it to me. You know, I'm talking to this young man, and I'm trying to hold it all together, and I'm trying to be professional. But anyway, but Montana is not a place that I would see myself going at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It looks like a postcard. So
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It was a beautiful landscape. You wake up in the morning, you see the mountains, the snow caps.
Yeah.
It literally looks like a wallpaper on Windows.
Yeah. That's boring. Sorry, Montana.
and you could go skiing.
Yeah.
You know, all the winter sports, ice skating outside.
Yeah.
Because it's cold enough there.
Yeah. I mean, we see that more often than anything. That's more appealing than seeing the people there.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to go skiing, I'm either picking Montana or Colorado.
Yeah, those are the places you want to go. But you got to be able to have somewhere to come back to.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Yeah, I like to get thawed out when I go get froze.
Right.
Yeah, I like to get thawed out. So, but down here in Texas, they overcook you down here. Man,
the heat is different.
Man, you talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know, back in no, I know you probably ain't used to heat like this.
No, not like this. No, this is, you know, the paint burned off my car.
Well, that happens down here.
I looked and I was like, man, this car has been sitting in the sun for many summers. And first summer here, it got some specks on it.
Yeah, that's not no. we as Texans, we're used to it. It's we pick up and keep running.
It's just one of those it is what it is things.
Yeah. That's pretty much where it falls, man. It sucks, because even though your car goes through a paint job, and they use that extreme heat to heat it up, cure that paint on there. Ain't nothing like the natural.
Yeah, they ain't prepared to be in hell.
No. You mess around here and have all kind of stuff going on in that sun gun, boy. You better not leave your windows up. Crack windshield, here I am.
Right. And you know what? It's October 30th. It's hot outside.
Still hot, man. And it's. I'm not a fan of this weather. And I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of the heat. Mm-hmm. Let me say that. Let me be precise. The heat is, man, unbearable sometimes. Yeah. The heat in Texas is just totally disrespectful.
It is.
It's just totally disrespectful. That's why I was telling you, hey man, tell Max man turn it down a little bit, man. Tell him turn that heat down.
I tried. I'm like, I know you got the connections. Just
something.
Reach in there.
Take one of them drones, like them people said on TikTok. They say take one of them drones and post some acid in the atmosphere and it'll change.
That's all you got to do?
I don't know if that works. I just heard somebody say that on TikTok.
We need to find that out.
Yeah, because, man, that, they say they do all that to make storms and all that. We have...
The conspiracy is deep.
Well, being in the barbershop, you listen to a lot of things that people come up with, and you ask them, hey, where did you get that from? What resource did you reach out to get that information? He's like, I've been studying for years.
Okay.
But I ain't had to ask nobody. I just been studying for years.
TikTok University?
Well, I don't know if it was that. I think some people just crazy, Justin. They just think of stuff in their own mind, and they come up with it, and they think that, it's a revelation.
Right.
That they're going to change the world with their information.
But that's the best part about the barbershop.
Yeah.
The community.
But sometimes, man, you get tired of hearing the dumb stuff. Man, I had a guy come in, not to be off subject, I had a guy come in, and he opened up the door, came on in. He said, hey, man, y'all open?
Nah, we just in here.
What y'all think about that?
It's closed. We're just in here with the door.
I had the open sign on. I had everything turned on, ready to go. Had my coffee in me. The boy came in and said, hey, man, y'all open?
At that point, you just kind of like.
Those are the type of things that make you wonder.
Sir. Yeah.
Man, it's like, man, do people do they think before they do stuff?
Most of the time.
Or before they open their mouth up. But, give or take, that's just kind of where we are in life with people now. Education is very scarce.
It is.
Very scarce.
And the things that we're learning are interesting.
Oh, yes.
But, even in school, it's changed a little bit. I learned how to write a check, but I've never written a check before.
Yeah.
Not one time.
I went through all that stuff too, man. And I wrote a lot of hot checks.
Hot checks?
Hot checks.
Does that mean it bounces? Or?
Bounce like a sun girl, like a kangaroo.
Hot checks.
Hot checks. But I had to pay them back or go to jail. So don't do what I did, y'all. Now they got the cards where you just do all this and you tap it. Don't do that either.
They get the money some kind of way.
Yeah, they're gonna fine you. They're gonna fine you. So don't participate in trying to scam anyone out there. I don't encourage it. It's just back in my day we didn't have all this stuff. So now it's different. Bank cards, everything.
How long does it take them to catch up to a hot check? If you give them like a check, here you go, $1,000 right here.
Well, most of them, they're writer, they pretty good at it. And they do I call it the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
It's the catch me if you can type thing. That's what I call it. I don't know how true that is, but I call it the Leonardo DiCaprio. So don't be Leonardo DiCaprio out there, you guys. Pay what you owe, and don't owe nobody. No, that's just how it is.
That's wise words, honestly.
Yeah. Well. I'm you tuned in to the Chopping It Up podcast, man. I'm here with my special guest today, Mr. Justin Dorsey. If you ever scrolling on any social media platforms, anything, hey man, make sure you check him out at Justin Dorsey TV. He has his own platform as well. But we'll get more into that. We're going to take a break and wet our whistles, and then we'll get back to you guys in a few. You're watching the Chopping It Up podcast.
We connecting with the people trying to get them some knowledge. Whether working 9 to 5 or trying to get into college. We talking business, religion, race, cops, sports, celebrity, health.
What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Chopping It Up podcast. Hey, we took a little break, and now we're back. I'm here with my special guest, Mr. Justin Dorsey. Hey, man, good guy. If you're ever watching TV or, local television around the Bryan College Station area, you'll recognize his face right here. He's the face of the news, I guess you can call it. I'm going to say black news. That's all I'm going to say, black news. And all the other people don't mean nothing to me. But anyway, well, Justin, I know that you are a big sports fan. So who do you root for?
With football,
Yeah.
unfortunately this season and most seasons, Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins, you guys. Y'all heard that? Okay.
I don't want to touch on why exactly because that's gonna change the story a little bit. But
Well, Justin, I mean, it's your story, so you can tell it how you want to tell it.
now this used to be a cool story up until a couple weeks ago. But growing up, I always was a fan of P. Diddy, and he lived in Miami. He lived in Miami on Star Island.
Did he just say that? Y'all, did he just say that on TV?
That's why I said this used to be a good story.
Used to.
Used to.
Now, JD. Man, I was a Sean Combs fan. I wasn't no P. Diddy fan.
You didn't like the music and the dancing and all? I used to have fun.
But, man, I just I grew out of him because he kept saying, take that, take that. I didn't
think like that.
But now I know why he was saying
now
it.
we know.
Man, that ain't cool, man. And I was saying that when he was saying that, man. I think back to that, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to repeat nothing he said.
Yeah, you just want to leave it in the past, and I do want to leave it in the past, but that's gonna be something that follows me now. Now I have to, because I've told people that story like for years now. Like,
yeah,
like, yeah, he did it, man. He's such a businessman, and he lived in Miami, he had the suits and everything. Like, man,
they call him a music mogul.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he was a big time guy in what he did. But now, I just think he's at a rain where he's about to fall real heavy. And
really
and the rain always comes down.
Always. And more things are coming out every week.
Yeah, man, that's bad, man.
Yeah, so we'll just say I'm from 305 partially.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. We could take that. We could take that. Well, no, we're not gonna take that. We're not gonna take that. No. We'll just live with it, But going on the sports venue, I like Miami. I like what they're doing on the field, but it's just not all coming together.
No. And you look at the roster, I mean, they got an all-star roster right now.
Man, they got some killers on that roster.
And that's just it. It's almost like a super team, especially with all the speed.
Yeah.
But they can't put it together.
Well, I think
the main guy.
I mean, and I know you know this, but the quarterback is the most essential part of a team.
He is.
Because you're looking for him to score points, to put the other guys in position to get the ball moved and score points. So at the end of the day, man, unless Tua's very healthy and in his right mind, man, I don't see – he can say he wants to play all he wants. But at the end of the day, dude, you're not healthy enough to make a right decision. And everybody, if somebody gets close to him, everybody's on the edge. Like, man, please don't.
Please. Don't get hit and fall over again.
That's to me, that's not good.
And the record shows it. I think we're 2-5 right now. It's just
and for I just think it's just not a good look for the NFL. It's not a good look for Tua and his family because something could happen drastically. He could lose his life. But God forbid if he does, I'm not saying that he will, but you're taking a chance on doing something that could end everything about what you stood for and what even going forward with kids and his wife.
And we talked about this a little bit off the podcast when they gave him the opportunity and asked him, "Are you going to wear the Guardian helmet? Are you going to, wear like the neck roll or something?" He said, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that."
And then his response was, they asked him, "Why not?" "Well, I love this game to the death of me." Come on, man.
The game's going to be the death of you if you don't stop.
I mean,
it's not that serious.
That is to me, that's the end of that. I mean, I wouldn't like. I'm just kind of at bay with it because where's his mom and dad and his uncles, aunties, his wife? Where are the people that love him enough to say, "Hey, you don't need to do this"?
He really doesn't. What is it about now? It's not about the money. It definitely is not going to be about the legacy because that's not going very well.
No, I mean, but I know he's a competitor, so some of that has to play a part of the legacy part of that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your kid to look your dad up when my dad played in the NFL, 3 years and didn't do nothing. My gosh, I'm not playing football. I don't. He sucks.
Right.
Until
they tell him, "Hey, your dad is that guy that, fell on the field with his hands up because he got a concussion." Yeah, man, and
that'll be forever embedded in our minds. If you are if you watch football, NFL football, if you like the game of football, that part of seeing, even 2 years ago when they slung him around and his head hit the turf and it was like, man, this dude's like he gets up and try to run back to the huddle and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, and he falls. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, that's like,
that was a moment.
Man, dude, that's like embedded in my mind. And let alone when he just did this year when he took the ball and tried to run it and get the first down or what have you, and here it is, DeMar Hamlin.
Another prime example.
Man, it was like, man, that was just embedded in my mind, man, that the safety of this game, it's not safe, especially if you're hurting and if you're unhealthy.
And I think what image does that give to the people that are coming up in college and even in the little league and in high school football?
Yeah.
Because my favorite player, he takes it and he's fine.
Yeah, that's true, man. I think it sends the wrong signal for us, the safety part of it. Because you could want to play the game, but now it becomes detrimental and it becomes unsafe when you know that you got a person like Tua that can. We've seen the evidence of him getting hit. Mm-hmm. We've seen that. That ain't good. So now it's just a judgment. So now you're saying, well, man, I'm gonna override what the doctor say. I'm going out here to play.
Right.
And I ain't protecting myself.
Well, if he can do it, I can do it too. Yeah, I should be able to. I don't have to protect myself either.
Yeah, that ain't good, y'all.
No, it's not.
If you're out there today and you're playing football, hey, put the Guardian hat on.
Put it on.
Put the neck roll on. Do what you got to do to make sure you're safe. Dadgummit, you're going to have to do it, whether you want to or not. Well,
it may look ridiculous, but it works.
It definitely works, man. I don't think they would have that being the National Football League, and it doesn't serve a purpose. That league has too much money to be not supporting the players, not supporting the safety of it, because that's what they preach.
Yeah.
If you see Roger Goodell on there, he's always, we're always talking about the safety of the game. So that means you got to show it. You can't say that. Get on a platform and say, well, we're talking about the safety of the game. We're always engineering and trying to get the safety of our players to the safe magnitude as possible, and don't show any effort toward that.
And I think that's ruining his investment too. So he's like,
put
on the helmet. We need these.
Oh yeah. You can't do that.
We need these ratings. Put this helmet on.
Yeah. Well, moving right along. So who do you root for in like NBA and?
For a long time it was the Thunder because I was always a Sonics fan.
Oh, okay.
So when they moved, then I just moved with it.
Yeah.
But they've gone through some things.
Yeah. Have you ever been a LeBron fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like that's just the athlete, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he was in Miami.
So are you a Bernie fan? Oh, my bad. Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean no harm.
Wait, I will say this. I think it's cool what the situation is.
But you're not a fan.
Being able to play with your dad in the NBA.
But you're not a fan.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, not a fan.
Yeah. Well, me either.
I think he took somebody's spot. A hard-working college student that could have went to the NBA. I think he has their spot,
I think you're absolutely correct.
and he did.
Give your spot up, Bronny. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, that's. I mean, we knew USC had a couple of guys that could have easily went in the draft that had better numbers, better physical ability than Bronny.
Yeah, they just didn't have the last name.
Yeah, they didn't have LeBron James as their dad.
Yeah,
That had the influence to say, hey, you put my son in, I'm not going to play on your team.
and put him on the same, because how does that happen? You know, it goes in order with the rounds and the picks, and it's
Yeah.
like, make sure he gets drafted to the Lakers.
That's, so looking at that in that way, do you think people have gotten cheated over the past because of people like that have put an ear in and say, hey, I worked my ass off to get to where I am, and I want my kid to follow me?
I'm sure, yeah.
But that sucks.
I'm
But
sure it's
that's
happening.
not fair to the one that worked hard, that didn't have a dad or mom that was in the sports or whatever. It don't even have to be sports, but that's not fair.
Yeah, it's, nepotism, you know, it's prevalent everywhere.
Well, I do understand that, but man,
I can't say that if I was the person that I wouldn't do it too.
well, but I understand why he's doing it because he went on to say once they accomplished a little history thing when he playing with his son, he went on to say, man, he was glad that he was able to play with his son because he missed a lot of time with his son.
Being on the road and
Yeah,
playing
so-
the Christmas game.
No, because the league took him away from him being there for his kid. But to see how it all came back to him that night was beneficial. The sacrifice, I guess, was worth it.
I think LeBron James is a good example for
yeah.
black families in America.
Yeah. I agree, man, because you don't see a guy that magnitude and that stature that's so professional, but didn't have his father.
That's
get
the
what I'm
part.
saying?
Yeah,
That's the key. Like, this guy didn't have his dad, but yet still look how he turned out.
great dad to his kids. They seem like they got their heads on straight.
Yeah.
They seem like it now.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's. I was just glad to see him accomplish that. You know, I've never been a LeBron fan because I grew up in the era of Jordan,
Yeah.
and Kobe and Shaq and all those guys. So I just thought LeBron was just too big to play basketball. He should have been on the Dallas Cowboys tight end or something.
Didn't he say he was a football player at some point?
Well, yeah, but he ain't play.
Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah, he ain't
or
play.
He did a little bit, and then basketball took
So
over.
I ain't buying that. You know, I ain't buying that. If you ain't played, don't say you want. No. No, I ain't buying that. I've never been a fan of somebody to say they could have did this and could have done that, or I played or I would like to play and then don't do it, because you can't do it.
But we're getting to look into how he's able to stay in shape to do it. When you watch his documentaries, and he's like, "Well, I do this, the ice bath, and I do the laser treatment and all
Yeah.
the other stuff." He spends $1 million or more on himself a year
Yeah, man.
for health and recovery.
Yeah, I don't, man. I know you got to take care of your body because you're going. The NBA plays how many games?
80,
86?
something, 86, 84,
Something like that.
It's over 80.
Man, so for
That's a
him
lot.
to play that many games, man, and he's what, 40?
Is he 40?
Is he 40?
I thought he was in his 30s. Like
What?
38.
Or something
39.
like that. I know he close to 40 if he ain't 40.
Isn't he the oldest player in the NBA?
Something like that. Yeah, I think
okay.
he is. But look, I ain't gonna lie now, when he played in the Olympics, man, he looked like the old Braun. That boy was balling.
Same thing.
Yeah, that boy was he was little Kiki out there. That boy was balling in the mix out there. Y'all hear me what I'm saying? Y'all seen it because y'all know it was summertime. Wasn't nothing else on TV.
Nothing else on.
So we all seen that. I wasn't watching no snowboarding though. Olympics couldn't get me to watch that.
No. Or the breakdancing.
Yeah, what was all that about? And man, can you imagine Japanese out there trying to break dance? Japan. Man, you can't even understand. I couldn't even understand half of what they were saying out there. But anyway, LeBron was balling in the Olympics, man. And when you got great players around you, it's no different from your media team or people that you have around you that y'all get the work done. You're only as good as your support system.
That's true.
And it vibes, and the vibe that you guys have, you're able to connect and get stuff done. So I could see Bron in that sense in the Olympics playing with all these great like Steph and all the KD and all these guys. You don't have to work hard.
Yeah, and you saw how they were playing together. It was great.
Yeah, man, they were having fun out there. It was like they were 8 years old out there.
Yeah, like the like the in Space Jam, like the Monstars.
Yeah, I ain't like it because they
Looney Tunes. Every other country was the Looney Tunes. Sorry,
I ain't like it because they were showing their veneers.
Oh,
yeah, they were showing their veneers. I ain't got white teeth like that. My teeth yellow because I drink coffee. See, it's not good. But y'all pray for me. I need it. But anyway, I realize, man. As in today's society, man, we're dealing with sports. It's like you have some players that hit and miss. Mm-hmm. It's not the consistency like it used to be, because the work ethic, I guess you can say, isn't common anymore. Look at Steph Curry being undersized, going to a not so basketball college.
Yeah.
And still being able somebody to see his work, and even though his dad, Dale.
That might have had something to do with it, but you still had to be good.
But he didn't fit the mold. So I'm saying, like, somebody had to see him and say, if you go and do the work, we'll take a chance on you. Mm-hmm. And he's one of the best shooters in the league.
He changed the game completely.
One of the best shooters, man.
And no one should take anything from that. Meaning, like, kids should never duplicate that. Trying to shoot from the half court.
Man.
That's what we used to do when we were getting guarded and couldn't get close to the paint. Just like throw it up.
We used to always do in the park when we were kids. We used to do the 3-2-1 deal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it would be the half court thing. But now they doing it, and we got all the time in the world.
In the middle of the game, yeah.
Yeah, I seen that with Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Another prime example. Was it Trae Young? No, these guys are shooters, man. They launch that thing up like it's nothing.
The accuracy is ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. To hit the bottom of the net, and that is, man, you're a genius.
If it was me, it'd just be all over the place.
Well,
I wasn't a big basketball guy.
You didn't play sports?
No, I played lacrosse.
You played what?
It's like hockey on grass. That's the idea of it.
That boy said he played lacrosse. Oh, okay.
It was fun.
Yeah. Well, hey, I've never played it. I didn't even think about. Well, when I grew up, we had tetherball.
Tetherball?
Tetherball.
Oh, tetherball. Oh.
Yeah.
On the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah. So how did lacrosse come about?
I needed something to do in the off season between plays and the musical, because we had the fall play, the spring musical.
Okay.
So I was able to play lacrosse at the same time.
So you actually got into that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Oh.
I thought it was fun. It was me and like 2 other guys that didn't look like me, and we had a great time.
Wow. That is new information.
You're able to take skills that we naturally have, natural ability.
Yeah.
Like speed.
The athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't have the stick skills, once I got it in my hand, I was fast enough to get around.
Yeah. So did you ever hit people with it?
All the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
there's ways you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I get it now. I see why the interest came about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would hit nothing but white people if I was out there.
And you could do that.
Yeah.
And you could run into them too. It's like football with less pads.
Yeah. Nothing against white people. I love white people, but some of them say stuff that's just not meaningful. But in the end, I've had my fair share of battles. But lacrosse, I've never met anyone that actually played the game, but you. So I mean, I'm guessing it had to be something that sparked your interest. Was it the rules, or was it just having the stick in your hand, or what was it?
It was, I didn't want to wrestle because I. Man, high school wrestling is a little different than WWE, and I didn't realize that until I got there for the tryouts just to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, they kind of like not doing, they're just grabbing each other and trying to, and it's a sport, and it's the way that it's done. It just didn't look appealing to me.
Yeah, I seen them short ass shorts, man, with they danglings hanging. I'm like, man, no, that ain't cool.
The singlet, yes.
Man, I don't want my stuff hanging. I don't want nobody to know what I got down here, man.
And honestly, when you get out of the ring, and maybe this is going too far, you know how they reset?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen them how they reset.
Yeah.
They one behind the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't cool with that. You ain't putting your stuff on my butt. You ain't doing that. That's why no. Putting your stuff on my butt. No.
So yeah, I just thought that wasn't going to work for me. And my dad said, well, you need to do something. You need to do some kind of sport.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, lacrosse is left.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's popular down there in Pittsburgh, huh?
Yeah, I played in North Carolina.
And North Carolina. Hey, man, North Carolina, ain't the black folk down there?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard the barbecue is pretty decent down there. Well, the grilled stuff.
The grill stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
The barbecue's okay. The
Yeah,
barbecue seems all right.
Nothing like Texas.
No, not like Texas. Texas tastes better. This area in Texas that we're in right now, sorry guys, doesn't have the best Mexican food.
Well,
Tex-Mex is
I mean,
it's rampant. It should be.
so where you
should be
think has the
destroyed.
best Mexican food at?
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they had the
So what's different? Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't have known that. I thought this stuff around here was the best.
I just show it and point. Like when I used to go, I like point at the menu.
Yeah.
This.
So it actually has the flavor in the Mexican food.
Yeah, I felt like it had the authentic flavor, like exactly,
Yeah.
what they eat in their culture. Because that's how I want to eat it. I don't want to eat the Americanized version with sour cream and cheese. They don't eat that like that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
No.
I thought that's, of course I'm here, so
If there's Hispanic people watching, you guys eat it like that, then okay. But I thought it was an Americanized way to eat it with sour cream and shredded lettuce and cheese.
Yeah, well, I mean, you put me on some game with that one, y'all. I guess North Carolina has the best authentic Mexican food there is. Other than, this Tex-Mex stuff, but you can taste it around here. It's not all the way authentic. You can tell it's a Tex-Mex type blend.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of thrown together.
And it's Americans in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they making it like how they want it. On the
Yeah,
flour tortilla. Like it looks
Yeah.
like Taco Bell, like elevated Taco Bell.
That's true. That is true. That you're absolutely correct. Not a fan of. Now I've had a lot of tamales that were pretty good. Not to say that they were the best, but they were pretty good. I mean, for what I got. But of course, I don't know anything outside of here,
Yeah.
so I can't judge anything to do the taste test. But you have, so you said that North Carolina tastes better. So to come here, man, that's now you make me want to go to North Carolina and get some Mexican food.
Hey, come on down.
Yeah.
Over. Whatever that is.
Yeah, but
in that direction.
I'm gonna drive down there and drive back. No, I ain't gonna do it. I might.
It'll take you a couple hours.
Yeah. But overall, Justin, so are you a big cooker or you just kind of wing it a little bit?
I wing it most times. I make very easy things. Eggs.
Yeah.
I make eggs. Egg whites, just pour them in the pan and flip it over.
Yeah.
Sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breakfast foods, mostly.
So that's what you only have time to do at certain time because of your scheduling or just a preference?
Oh, because I'm a bad cook.
Oh, wow. Well, Justin.
That's why I try to get your guy to make the stuffs, and I'm like, make a lot, too.
Yeah.
When you make a lot, so that way I can have it.
Yeah. Well, I can't say anything either, Justin, because I ain't no good cook either.
See, you have a lady at home. No, she's
Well-
helping you make the food.
But that's why I hold on to her real tight. I hold on to her real tight because she make great food.
Yeah.
So when you make great food, you got Anthony. I ain't looking to the left. I ain't looking to the right. I'm looking right at her.
You don't want to come back to the bachelor life, man. It's not kind.
Oh no, that ain't
not
for me
kind.
anyway. That ain't for me anyway,
Sitting
man.
there, your dinner might be chips and salsa one night in this Red Bull.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Lord help me, I can't do it.
That might be tonight. That might be my dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So why
I
you
get
eating
it.
a good meal? Think of me.
Yeah, man. I mean, one day that you'll get there. You'll get there. But don't rush it. It comes in time, because you don't meet good people all the time. When you're talking about getting hitched and you want to build a, I guess, spend the rest of your life with somebody. That's a big decision. So only thing I can tell you is just don't jump in the water if you ain't ready, if you can't swim.
Sad part is moving around so much. I mean, it makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, with your job, you have to be pretty solid and settle down where you're gonna actually just kind of reside at, and say, hey, I'm done moving around. This is where I'm gonna reside. Hey, let me try to settle down with somebody.
I'm hoping to get there one day soon. Moving around really gets old.
Well, I can imagine. When you're on top of the mountain, sometimes you look down and you have a big grin on your face. But, man, it's lonely at the top, Justin.
It is.
It's lonely at the top. So you just have to keep chirping at it, man, until you get to where you want to be in life. And then you can make that decision, because it's out there. It's out there for you. You just got to find it. But until then, you just keep grinding, keep working, keep finding yourself and where you want to be, because you still have to make that decision where you want to end up at. It just don't come back to Aggieland. Ain't nothing here.
It's not here?
Man, no, it ain't here.
And look, I thought of even, when I first got here, I said, I'm going to go to, get another degree so I can get the ring and be official Aggie.
Well, you
I
can.
thought about it. I did.
Yeah. But now looking back over, would you do that still?
Nah, I don't know. I can wear the stuff, but I don't know.
Well, I think you've made the right choice when you say I don't know. Well, guys, we're gonna step aside and take another break, and we're gonna wet our whistles. Man, you're tuned into the Chopping It Up podcast. I'm here with my guest, Mr. Justin Dorsey. Man, we're just chopping it up. We're just talking about life and talking about his endeavors and talking about what he plans on doing in the near future. So y'all stay tuned. We'll hear from him next.
We be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up.
What's up, everybody? You're tuned back into the Chopping It Up podcast. Are you straight because you're cool, or you cool because you're straight? I'm here with my special guest today, Mr. Justin Dorsey. Man, one of my favorite moments, I can say, as we chop it up, when I'm cutting your hair, and we're saying those different things. It's just a whole thing about how you answer and the voice of how you do things. And what I mean by that is your voice, man, carries, and it carries with authority, and it's meaningful. And I remember one time you were in the chair, and older guy came in, and we were just talking, and the dude was like, he waited till you left. He said, "Hey, man, that man's voice sound familiar. Is he the man that's on the news?" I never will forget that, man. I was like, man, I said, yeah, that's him. He's like, man, I thought I knew that voice, man. I thought I knew that voice. He just got turned up. But it was just good to know that he recognized, the voice. He didn't recognize your face, but he recognized the voice. And that'll always stick with me, because people always ask me all the time. They say, man, that guy still come here? Man, I don't see him on the news no more on the daytime. I say, he's still there. He's just moving around a little bit. In order for you to move up, you got to move around a little bit. He say, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. They bought it.
It does, yeah. I like that. I actually like that. In order to move up, you got to move around.
Yeah, that's because people are nosy. Let's just call it what it is. This is the Bryan College Station area. People are nosy. So they want to know about your business, and they don't want you to know about their business,
Right.
so to speak. You know.
And you know what happened, so
Yeah.
So I'm moving around. Oops.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But I don't know with people. But give or take, Justin. Now I'm just I just want you to share a little bit about what are your future plans? Like, what do you plan on doing, or like what is it something that people don't know about Justin Dorsey that you haven't shared or they haven't seen? Just out of something that's out of the ordinary that, do you like hiking or do you canoeing or, what is it something about Justin that we don't know that?
I actually do like hiking. I wish there was mountains around that I could, because I like to get outside and just clear my head and just walk through the woods.
So walking through the woods, clear your head?
I spent a lot of time in North Carolina growing up, so we had woods behind our house. So we used to be in the woods and the creek and
yeah.
Yeah, it's country back there.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if that's what you like, me, I ain't running no woods.
Well, you got to be careful, You don't
they got bears and stuff
yeah,
in there.
Yeah, you don't want to run into that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of attacks, on YouTube with bears. Random people walking through the woods. I've seen movies like that also. So be careful out there, people. Don't walk in the woods with bears. But anyway, Justin, again, what are your future plans? Like, what do you plan on doing in the next year or so, 2 years, 3 years? Like,
I mean, I may not be in this area anymore in that time period, but I hope I'm somewhere that I can stay and just once again enjoy the experience. I wish I would have thought like this 10 years ago when I first started. Like, get to the place, enjoy your experience, learn the place, wear the apparel, go to the basketball games of the college or the local high school or whatever. Yeah. And just, be better in the community.
Yeah, but I think things come with time, It's not to say that you beat yourself up about it. It's just you didn't know that part of that at that time. So, but give or take, you've learned it now, and now moving forward, you can be a part of whatever you want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal, is to get that experience, is to get that knowledge, and you've done that. I'm not telling you something you don't know or something you haven't done. It's just, people want to know, what is he all about? What do you like to do? And it's just, I guess, the random thought of people. Because your face is on the tube.
And I do the same random things that everybody else. Go to the gym in my neighborhood because I don't like big crowds of people in the gym. Really, I just don't like being inconvenienced. I think that's what it is. When you go to a commercial gym, you're like, man, I really want to use that machine, but there's a guy on there and he's texting on his phone and there's only one in this building. Yeah. So I just hate being inconvenienced. So I just go to the neighborhood gym.
Well, Justin, I'm sorry, I can't relate. I don't go to no gym. I drink Coke soda water.
Look, that helps because you're making healthier choices.
Well, no, not if you're drinking 6 or 7 a day. Oh, yeah. I have to calm down on the Coke sodas. So I had to. I backed off. I'm drinking 5 now.
5, yeah.
Yeah. I'm drinking 5.
Next year
now.
we get down to 4, and then.
Well, I don't know. I ain't making no drastic changes no time soon.
Well, just pour it. It's all about portions.
Well, I pour it, and it just, when I see it going in the cup, or I see it going and I taste it in my mouth, it just feels real, real delicious. And I say, man, I need another one. I'm just being honest, y'all. So, sorry.
The addiction is there.
It really is.
It's okay.
Well, yeah, I know, I need to stop. But
besides that, I like being in the barbershop.
Well,
I like coming to get my hair cut every week and sitting here talking. It's a thing.
It's therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only time I get to talk to some men and some black men. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have black men that work up there with you. Or they not black men?
There's me and 3 other people. 3 other.
Y'all heard that?
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. There's a couple of us.
Yeah. A couple. 2.
Yeah, and we get to laugh about things sometimes.
Yeah.
Or we're all on different shifts most of the time too. So
yeah, they ain't gonna have all Negroes on one shift.
No,
You know that.
No.
I don't think they gonna do that.
Gotta break it up a little bit, at least a little bit.
Yeah. You know, I can see how they fixed that up, but it's cool that they spread y'all out because they say too many Negroes in one shift, boy. Ain't nothing gonna get done.
Laughing and joking. Look,
You come on the air. Hey, welcome to. You wrong for that.
I'm sorry.
They ain't even on the prompter.
Right. And see, that's why I don't feel bad about it. I feel it's just business.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it is, man. But it's good to see that we do have African American guys that represent us, no matter how we say that they don't or we don't agree with them or however that people may say. Because you don't have to be my actual blood brother for me to say, hey, man, we can't relate.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But but it's more appealing to the youth to see. That's my thing. Everything that I do, I try to do it as if I can influence those that are under me. No matter whether it's in the barber game, whether it's my own kids, no matter what it is, I want them to understand that the sky is the limit. Yeah, you may not know anything about weather, but who says you can't be a weather guy?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in our minds, we teach our kids about sports, football, basketball. To be a pro athlete is pushed around here so much, and they don't get a chance to use their brain.
Yeah, there's so much more.
Yeah, and just because you have the physique to be an athlete, don't mean you have to be an athlete.
And there's so much more you can do, like what you were talking about. I remember when we first met, you were telling me that you did an event at the school.
Yeah.
And you were, talking about
I was the only Negro there, y'all.
See?
I was the only black person,
And they saw you, and that may have given the kids an insight to being a business owner. Because everyone's going to always need a haircut.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that's really never going to go away.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a haircut.
Even if you're dead, you need a haircut.
Yeah.
It'll be your last one, but
it'll be your last haircut. Casket shot.
Even if you're dead, you're going to need a haircut. So, but that's a true statement, man, because when I got into barbering, man, I was into a lot of stuff that I hadn't had no business into either, to where I couldn't get a job, a decent job. So I had to get a trade, get a career. And I just pushed myself to be the best I could in it. And I just learned. I watched a lot of people that were successful in the barbering, and I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, and this, but I ain't gonna do that what they doing, because I see that certain people walk away from them when they do that. So I learned the trade of knowing what to do and what not to do, to where it benefit me, to where I'm for the people.
And you learned directly from their mistakes. And you were telling me that you had learned to cut other textures of hair, not just us.
Oh, yeah.
So that way you can use the combs and the clippers and the scissors. Yeah.
It's just part of being a barber for me. I wanted to be the best that I could be, no matter who walked through the door. And when you're in barber school, it's more of a sense of you want to cut black people's hair because you're black.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can relate. That's what got you intrigued in cutting hair. But of course, when you're in a shop that's open for business, not only just black people gonna come in, unless you say black is only on the door.
Right.
But unfortunately, you ain't gonna make no money, because black people only get haircuts on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. They ain't coming during no week unless they a professional person. So, unless you're pushing, a cheap price. So, but that's just how it is. I've learned to study myself, to study my demographic, to study a lot of things. And people just look and they say, well, how do you do that? Well, you got to study yourself. If you want to be good, you have to study yourself. You got to get rid of the stuff that don't work and apply the stuff that works. And it takes some time.
The best of everybody, still does things. Beyonce still takes vocal classes. We looked at Denzel taking acting classes, still working with acting teachers. And, you got to be the best and continue to be the best. You got to be able to take that criticism and learn other things. And I'm sure you're still sharpening your game up every time.
Oh, yeah, man. It's always something that, with the new evolution of barbering, man, the game has changed so much. Because when I came up, enhancements was not popular. the paint,
Gosh,
the
enhancements.
spray, the fibers. All we had was the clippers, the razor, and the combs. That's all we did.
Barbers use it as a crutch now.
Yeah.
And you saved my hairline.
Yeah, man. Man,
Man, I was back here.
yeah. I say, man, we just gonna let this thing grow. We're gonna hit it and we're gonna let it grow. And before you know it, man, it's just I wouldn't want to see nobody, getting taken advantage of like that just with your hairline. Because as we get older, Justin, our hair tends to kind of go a different route.
It's going there anyway, yeah.
From what we wanted to. But that's life. You get old, man. You lose it.
Yeah, and the barbers, they put that black on you, and you don't even,
Yeah.
man, I'm sharp, I'm fresh. And you go home and get in the shower, lay down, and like, dang, there's a piece missing of my hairline right here.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice yesterday because I had black on my hair.
Yeah. I seen one guy that had on YouTube, he had sprayed a guy and told him check it out. And he wiped his face and all the paint came off.
It was messed up. And the line wasn't even straight.
I say, man. And then the barber threw the stuff down, ran out the shop. Because he knew he was about to get whooped.
Yeah, he was like, sorry, player, can't help you.
So, Justin, are you into cars at all?
Man, I love
sports
cars.
or
Yeah, cars.
luxury cars?
That's my favorite thing.
Sports cars?
Sports cars.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
love cars. I've had way too many in my
Yeah.
lifetime so far. Because, you buy it, you drive it a little bit, then you sell it. I just keep on doing it over and over again.
Well, I've always been I can't lie. I've always been afraid of sports cars because of the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen so much bad happen out of that.
Yeah.
So I've never been a fan of it. But I mean, I like looking at them. I like seeing other people drive them and have fun with them. But I couldn't see myself doing it.
You just got to drive slow.
Well, ain't no need to have no sports car then, Justin.
It looks fast, and you can open it up on the highway and on the back roads, going to
But you
that
still
one
got,
road going to Snook. From here to Snook is it straight?
Yeah, but
I
you
don't-
still
I don't know
got to
anything
drive
about
fast though.
Yeah, you can speed up a little bit, but
See,
there's nobody else on the road but you.
Yeah, sometimes that might be true, but I ain't no fan of it.
It's just you have to be sensible. My dad always told me, because I had a motorcycle for a small period in time. It didn't ever get out the dealership door because my dad came and he was like, I want to see the bike, I want to see it, and then he's like, no, you're not buying it because you don't respect speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're a daredevil when it comes to speed.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What you get, like an adrenaline to that or something?
Yeah, you feel like you're in a race car even when you're not. You're going
Oh.
60 miles an hour, but the car's really loud. He's going
Wow.
somewhere.
Wow. Well, that's good knowledge. That's good information to know. I won't be participating, but that's good to know. Well, Justin, I can see you getting real fancy with those cars and doing those type of things because it seems like you got a genuine appetite for that. That's just something that you like.
Yeah, and the crazy part is cars and car parts don't cost as much as people think they do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
thought that-
I'm pretty sure my coworkers think that I sell drugs on the side or do something. Because they're like, how do you have so many cars? What do you mean? I work here with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just use my money differently. I don't go out and party. I don't buy drinks. So anytime that I always tell them, I'm like, think about all the habits that you have, all the shoes and clothes you buy.
Yeah.
This shirt's from Walmart, $5.
Yeah.
I don't buy those things.
Yeah.
I buy car stuff.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. It makes sense. You know, when you budgeting and you want to save money, you got to improvise.
Yeah.
But you still buy what you like, which is that's the part for the car because that's what you're into. People spend money on the stuff that they're into, stuff that they like. It's a known fact. I remember when they stimulated the economy with stimulus checks.
Oh, the stimulus checks, yeah.
A couple years back, and man, you had black folks out there. They were barbecuing fish and all kind of stuff, shrimp. I ain't know black people do that.
Man,
I thought they grilled that. I ain't know they barbecue it.
they got it that time.
I was like, man, I call that pissing in hot cotton. Man, that's some good stuff there. I guess I don't know how it tastes and how it turned out, but to stimulate the economy, you have to put money in black folks' hands because they gonna spend it.
They are gonna spend it.
They're gonna spend. I seen people with bundles with the drawstring or the ponytails, and I'll be like, well, man, that thing like that's expensive, you know. Yeah. And I'm quite sure it probably was.
They got stimulated.
Yeah, and they stimulate the economy.
I felt bad because I got left out, man. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
They lied to me. They told me I made too much money. I said I'm broke. I need a stimulus.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes when you have a career and you're doing kind of good. You're just like they think you're doing great.
They think you're doing great. You're like, you don't need a stimulus. You make too much money. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I could use
too.
an extra. What was it, 1,000 that people got? Whatever it was.
I think it was like $1,500, wasn't it?
Man,
something like that.
I could have used that.
Me too. I still could use it.
Still use it. Yeah, you want to?
I need more Steelers gear. I need more Steelers gear because we probably gonna go make some moves this year. So shout out to Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for coming aboard. Anyway, I just had to throw that in there, guys.
I would say I need more Dolphins gear, but I don't.
Yeah, maybe down the road you might want to buy it and put it up.
Yeah. Wait.
Don't buy no name brands, no name with no names on it, because they
gonna buy the Tyreek Hill jersey.
Tyreek sounded like he want to get out of
there. He sounded like he wanted to leave.
I think he went over there because of Tua.
I need my money back, Tyreek Hill, if you leave, because that jersey wasn't cheap.
I got a couple of them in my closet.
I ain't get stimulated in my bank account, so I use my real money for that.
Oh wow! You know, it's just that's just part of it. You know, man, I'm just not a fan of people going to certain teams and then they leaving. I'm like, man, I thought you were gonna be here a little while.
Yeah, they do the whole rollout and everything like that. Think about all the people that bought Aaron Rodgers jerseys.
Yeah.
And now look.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah, man.
I don't. What is their record right now? They're probably sitting around something like what we are.
I think they got like what 2 and something.
They might be. Yeah.
Yeah, they out of there. And I think I just thought with the trade with Devontae, I thought it would be a little bit better because they had successful chemistry in Green Bay. But, of course, 2 seasons have went by.
Yeah.
So maybe 3.
It's not there. It's not clicking yet.
Nah, it's going to take a little time for them to and not to say that they can't get back on track, but
season's going to be over. You can get it on track in the last game.
You sure right about that.
Just throw the whole NFL season away.
Yeah,
we can get to the next year.
Yeah, I think so too, man. It sucks because the expectancy with these great players, and look at the money that they're making. What Aaron Rodgers probably making $50 million a year,
easily, and then Dak's his contract.
Oh yeah, Dak's making $60 million a year.
And for what?
I mean they railroaded him.
He's not putting on a great show this year.
Well, I mean, it ain't his fault to do. He don't tackle nobody over there. It ain't his fault. He supposed to put it. Now you can get on his ass about not scoring no points, but you can't get on his ass about them people running them touchdowns up on their ass.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that because he don't tackle nobody. All he do is supposed to score points. And him and CD seem like they are way apart from each other.
Yeah, like they're not interested in doing that this season.
Yeah, they both got paid.
How about them boys?
I got my money, man, to hell with this football.
Right.
That's how I feel like they saying. And then they try to blame each other. Man, no, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't scoring no points.
Might do the same thing. I think a lot of money makes you lazy.
Yeah, it does.
Because you're like, well, what am I working hard for? Part of this is guaranteed.
The sense of urgency is like, I done got paid, man.
Yeah.
It's like, no, and you see that a lot in the NFL. Guys play their ass off when their contract is almost up and they're playing for a new one. Then when they get the money, it's like, man, what this guy that was playing for all this money to get this new contract, where is he at?
He's relaxed now.
Yeah,
he got a new house now, and he's,
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. Well, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to sign off here at the Chopping It Up podcast, man. I'm going to turn aside and let Justin go ahead and if you go on any social media platforms you want to introduce to the people or anything that you would like to say informal that people don't know about you and would like to share, I'm going to step aside and quit talking and let you talk.
Well, I'll just say thank you for getting me on here and letting me do this and and honestly making my experience in Aggie Land a little bit better. When I first came to the barbershop, I told you, we had a conversation about my hair, and I was like, okay, I think this is going to be a good situation. And it's an interesting relationship that you build with your barber, because they can literally make you look crazy.
Yeah.
If you sneeze and just go back, then we got to take the whole thing off.
Yeah.
So it's a trust thing.
Yeah.
So, I think it's really cool. So thank you.
Yeah. Not a problem at all, man. I'm just very appreciative of you, man, and everything that you're doing in the community, and what you're doing as a young black man in society here in the Bryan-College Station area. Not, like I said before, not a lot of people have an example like you to look at. We've got examples to look at, but they ain't good. But at the end of the day, I'm appreciative of getting to know you and continue to follow your story, continue to follow you, no matter where you are, whether you're here or whether you're there. I'm a fan, man. I love your work. I love you as being my brother, man. So it's all mutual, man. It's a great respect. Your parents did a great job with you, man. And so you have them to thank, no matter how old you get and how much money you make. Make sure you thank your parents, because it's tough out here, man. Of course, you got Justin Dorsey TV.
Yeah, Justin Dorsey TV. I pretty much keep it the same way on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram.
Okay, Justin Dorsey TV. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure you go and like his page, subscribe to his page. Get to know the real Mr. Justin Dorsey. Very good guy. You can't go wrong. So with that being said, I would like to thank you guys for tuning in to the Chopping It Up podcast once again. We have hit a milestone, and we're on a roll here. Well, man, I was able to look back and say, man, we're doing a lot of great things here, and we're looking to build. So with that being said, make sure you go on to the YouTube, Elegant Cuts, Chopping It Up podcast at Anthony Cloud, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Support the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and we can build from here. Stay tuned, because we're going to be giving away some prizes real soon, and things of that nature, merchandise. So we're looking forward to helping you guys get accustomed to what we're doing here. We appreciate you. We love you. Love you guys for just tuning in, and thank you for watching the Chopping It Up podcast.
Everyday life shit, we go through it too. Gotta have them new J shit, we blow money too. Who you vote for? Who your favorite sports team? Who you signing to? What's your deepest sports dream? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? AC the barber, he the man with the plan. Best cuts in the city, he the man, understand? And we be chopping it up. Word around town, we be chopping it up. AC the barber, he be chopping it up. Chopping it up.